There's a new world coming, and it's just around the bend.
Take the time to be present in this moment, to feel this greatness within you.
Wilson, body seeing you.
Give it up for Spencer Augustine, y'all.
Love it, love it.
On to Danielle Quinn. Danielle Quinn is a voice major. and she's in the 11th grade. And tonight, she is going to be doing her own rendition of Strange Fruit.
Southern trees bearing strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the roots. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastor will sing of the gallant South. Them big bulging eyes and the twisted mouth. Scent of magnolia, clean and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to sow, for the sun to rise, for the leaves to drop. Here is strange. And bitter crop. Thank you.
Oh, give it up, y'all. At this time, coming to the stage, Malachi Walton. It's time for a little instrumental music, y'all. He's coming to you on alto sax and flute with the song Blue Skies. Yes. Give it up for my boy Malachi Walton.
Fantastic.
Bravo!
Fantastic.
Bravo! Bravo!
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
So we're going to go now to our next piece. Taylor Bennett is an orchestra major. I'm sorry, she is an orchestra major. She plays the bass. And Taylor has become quite the actress in just a very short while. And so we're going to ask for Taylor to come to the stage at this time. She is doing a dramatic piece, and it is entitled Empty, to the tune of Nina Simone's 12th of Never.
You left me. You left me. You chose yourself. You chose yourself over me. You liar. You said you said.
Please chat it up. Thank you. That was beautiful. Chat it up for Taylor Bennett. Please, with open arms. Sydney Thomas is coming again to perform her piece, The King of Love is Dead.
Hello again, audience. Tonight, I'd like to tell you all a story of hopelessness, something I feel like we can all relate to in one way or another. A story of despair and not knowing how to move on, or even if you should move on, and a story of why you should move on and keep speaking your truth. Nina Simone was a true artist, and she channeled her pain and emotion into her music. This is best exemplified in her song, The King of Love is Dead. Nina wrote this song after the passing of civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King, who was a friend and confidant of hers. Now, I will play you a quick video.
This duty, as far as I'm concerned, is to reflect the times. I think that is true of painters, sculptors, poets, musicians. As far as I'm concerned, it's their choice. But being molded and shaped at all.
Before I show you my performance, I have a question to ask you. Do you, as an artist or as a person, feel an obligation to reflect on the time through your work, whether or not the world is in a place of despair or whether or not you are in a place of despair? Do you deem it important? I think that artists are historians. We capture the state of the world through our eyes exactly as it is. Whether that is music, dancing, writing, or painting, it is our responsibility to reflect on the time that we live in. Without an artist's interpretation, there is little to no real truth to what is written in the history books and what is plastered on national monuments. Without artist truth, we be living lies every day, lies spoon-fed to us by the same people who beat us down and changed our history to fit their own image. The video I'm about to show you is my reflection of the times today and the hopelessness that brings, with the help of Nina Simone. Thank you all.
Come on. Next up, Justice Lee. Justice Lee is a band major in the 11th grade. Not only is she a percussionist, but she's also an author of poetry, with a poem that she wrote entitled Black is Unique to the tune of Take Care of Business. Justice lifts her words to your ears. Enjoy.
Black ain't no color for some, it's a sign of weakness in my world. Black is a power of mine, my love without bitterness. Obtain the message of the stride we make, delivering us from all evil. Destroyed, you may ask? Why no, this too is fanciful. Funny how hard it is to be slow and delicate in this thing of framing words to make this country look better. I mean, nothing short of blood in every street on earth can fitly voice the loss of these. I'm forever young, black, gifted, and talented. Dear sisters, where there is cold silence, no hallelujahs, no hoorays at all, no handshakes, no neon red or blue lights, no smiling faces prevail across the editors of the world, self-honeying and self-crowned in this succeeded arena. It has been a hard struggle with feigning and badging in depth. There have been startling confrontations, there have been trampolines of other monarchs and of other men, but there remain large countries in your eyes, Strew son. The civil balance, the listening to secrets, may you continue to create and train your flowers still. Dear brothers, can you help your black brother push even when he's stuck? Can you pick him up even when he's down? Can you love him after the society has torn him down and threw him into a ground? Can you love your black brother? Because our black men need our black women as our black women need our black men. As we march with the crowds and never be shut down, they ran with torches while we peacefully protest, ask them to bow down. Black is a color, a powerful color that gets called things and framed for the wrong reasons with the wrong kind. We aren't thugs, we are human. We aren't animals, we are peaceful protesters. We are still human, but damn, why do we gotta be broadcast as the little old black people? I mean, white. White is a color, a unique color to some, a color with the most power in today's world. They're the ones with the guns and riots, but they're still known as a human man. I wish today's world wasn't so different for everyone. Now take a seat, but never bow down. Say their name.
My. Give it up. Give it up for Justice. And her
Okay, now.
So wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been so fantastic. We are now coming down to our last performance of the evening, and that is none other than Kendall McDowell. Kendall McDowell is an 11th grade dance major, and the piece that you are about to see is a contemporary piece, contemporary ballet, to be specific, to Nina Simone's Ne me quitte pas, Don't Leave Me. Please enjoy Kendall McDowell.
Il faut oublier tout, peut s'oublier qui s'enfuit déjà. Oublier le temps des malentendus et le temps perdu à savoir comment. Oublier ces heures qui tuaient parfois le coup de pourquoi, le cœur de bonheur. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. Moi, je t'offrirai des belles pluies venues du pays où il ne pleut pas. Je creuserai la terre jusqu'après ma mort pour couvrir ton corps d'or de lumière. Je ferai un domaine où l'amour s'en va, où l'amour s'en va, où tu seras reine. Ne me quitte pas, Je t'inventerai des mots insensés que tu comprendras. Je te parlerai de ces amours-là qui ont vu deux fois le cœur s'embraser. Je te raconterai l'histoire de ce bois, un mot de n'avoir pas pu te rencontrer. Ne quitte pas, ne quitte pas, ne quitte pas, ne quitte pas. On a vu souvent rejaillir le feu de l'ancien volcan. On croyait en Dieu, il paradis était brûlé dans notre plus brûlé en meilleur avril. Et la Bible ce soir, le ciel flamboie, la rouge et les noirs, et c'est le style noir. Ne nous quitte pas. Sorry about the words, y'all. Ne nous quitte pas. Ne nous quitte pas.
Bravo! Yes, Kendall. Bravo! Bravo!
Bravo! That's what we talking about.
There's a new day dawning that belongs to you and me. Yes, a new